Hello? Do y'all not see how that's one, offensive to you as a black person, upholds white supremacy, but is also reductive of your like humanness? I don't know. It's like everything all the time with them. Nothing latches.
Now, there's this trend going around on TikTok. It's about quarter zips. You know, like black people are ditching their YN, attires, and they're picking up the quarter zips. You're gonna see the videos that are coming up. They're sort of wearing the quarter zips, but some lady is not happy with the fact that the YNs are doing something productive with their time and their fashion sense. She's saying that this is them trying to be so much as the white man and them trying to sort of sweep away their culture and their history. I don't know. I think it's a good thing when people pick up something as positive as this, because what would you have them do? Would you have them wear like the ski masks and then do negative things? Like, you'd rather have let kids be kids. You'd rather have them play in their fashion sense and do what they can. And I hate this whole notion of, it's like when someone sounds a certain way and then they tell them, oh my God, you sound white, because they sound like they're intelligent. Are you trying to mean that black people can't be intelligent? Like her. Is she trying to mean that black people can't look fashionable? Is she trying to mean that black people can't wear quarter zips and look a certain way? What's wrong with that? Like, what's wrong with some people? Let's watch. Hi there, my name is Janita Maya. Welcome to our YouTube channel. If you're new here and you like this video and more, please make sure you subscribe.
Now, it could be that I just hate quarter zips, but this quarter zip trend is one of the dumbest things I think I've ever seen in my entire life. It's stupid, it's dumb, and it's specifically devoid of any knowledge of black history, or you are just consciously choosing to ignore black history as you participate in the quarter zip trend. Dr. Martin Luther King was taken out by who? And constantly wore what? Exactly. It's like how I say, until you wear the pigmentation, you will not know the discrimination. There is not a single item of clothing in existence that you could wear that would cause a white person to see you any differently than a YN. You could be a grown-ass black person like myself, and they will still always see you. Actually, not even YN, they will always see you as something worse. Y'all are out here trying to get rid of the YN label or YN stigma, and I'm here to tell you that the only time white people ever think of the term YN is to go, it's cute what they're calling themselves nowadays, because they always have something worse to call you up here. They don't need to make up new ways to discriminate against us or be racist towards us, because we'll just draw the parameters ourselves. Not only do quarter zips look terrible, but what the point of having a zipper that just goes right here? What the point? The only people who I've ever encountered wearing a quarter zip trend were people who wanted to pray for me or try to save me money on the energy that my home is using. That's it. They've either been a pretentious prick or a scammer. Well, we can all agree that you don't need to show up to class in a do-rag. That's exactly it right there. Because that is shifting the conversation away from systemic oppression. It's shifting the attention and it's shifting the blame. This idea that we are oppressed because some things that we do are just culturally unacceptable. That if we just dressed different, if we just talked different, if we assimilated into whiteness. For years, Candace Owens has been tap dancing for the right like her feet are made of clogs themselves. And she's still didn't get an invitation to Charlie Kirk's funeral despite claiming to be his best friend. Why? Because she is black. Because she is not on the same plane of existence as the rest of us. She is racking her brain trying to figure out and come up with all these different conspiracy theories and connect the dots about Charlie Kirk's unaliving, all to make up for the fact that she was not invited to the funeral, and she does not want to accept that they did not invite her because of her black ass. If you as a young black person truly want to liberate yourself, the best thing for you to do is to be unapologetically black and unapologetically yourself on a daily basis, regardless of who is in the room. They are not out here discriminating against you because you came to class in a do-rag or because you might sag your pants a little bit. They are discriminating against you because you are black. It is not up to you as a to sit here and try to reprogram white people's brain.
Like, maybe I'm too woke, but I don't find the quarter zip shit funny, because I also didn't find it funny a couple years ago when all those black men put on suits and then stood around in suits. I don't understand what men in general, but especially black men's obsession is with defining themselves by their clothing. and not really actively doing any. It's not deeper than just like, well, we can put on suits. I can also put on a suit. What is the point that you're trying to make here? Like, it's like costume. Like, let's dress up as the social idea of success or productivity or decent, productive human being. I don't know. I don't even understand what y'all are trying to communicate to us. Y'all are constantly like essentially dressing up as white men. Like, that's kind of the underlying idea. Suits, quarter zips, like associating yourself with this like stereotypically white style. Hello? Do y'all not see how that's one, offensive to you as a black person, upholds white supremacy, but is also reductive of your like humanness? I don't know. It's like everything all the time with them. Nothing latches.
What's good, y'all? So I'm gonna get right into it. A part of me agrees with some of what she's saying. A part of me disagrees with some of what she's saying. I'm gonna start with what I disagree with. So dressing for success is not dressing white necessarily. For some reason, we have a tendency to think that ghetto culture is the same as black culture, and it's not. Black people and black kingdoms in history and in just black individuals, we have success all in our lineage. We have, at one point, some of these African kingdoms, the Mali kingdom, the kingdom of Benin, these were highly regarded kingdoms in the world. It's some of the reason why West Africa was invaded in the first place. So success is not a white thing. Prosperity is not a white thing. It's also a black thing too. Any culture could be prosperous, any race. But the part that I do agree with is I do think we do. Listen, I gotta flip my color. So I do think we as black men sometimes have the tendency to want to just look the part. But I'm gonna put it out there that we need to do more than just look the part. We need to be the part. You know what I mean? So, it's not just enough to look successful, to look nice. We also have to put in the work to be successful. A lot of us are sitting on ideas that we had in our minds or were given to us that we haven't acted on because we think we're not capable of carrying that idea out. And that's the furthest thing from the truth. That's a lie. You are capable of carrying the ideas that you were given out. I wanna continue to breathe life and positivity into anybody watching, but also black people and black men, black boys, because we are the new generation. And believe it or not, we're being judged on our actions today, now. And it's all going to either count towards us or count against us. Even if you're 13, 14, you got to know that you have a certain level of responsibility. It's not the time to play. So take action today. Move on your ideas. Make connections. Network. Learn how to gain capital funding, either from investors, partnerships, sponsorships, whatever the case may be. Make political connections, things of that nature. Don't just look the part, be the part.
About making a change, igniting a reformation, breaking the stigma. It's not cool to be uneducated, unruly, violent.
You cannot outdress the implications of your race. It's really that simple. I'm saying this as a black woman from New York, Brooklyn to be specific, whose family's from the South, who has a master's degree. I was raised, you don't walk out the house with your scarf on, you just supposed to look presentable at all times, right? I have experienced racism dang near in suit and tie, collared shirts, vests, quarter zips, whatever it was. I have experienced racism while breathing, while sleeping, while eating, doing nothing that bothers anyone else that could possibly impact the course of their day in any capacity, because that's how pervasive racism is in America. Let's stop acting like you can put on anything that will change your experience as a black person in America to the extent that you will not experience racism. Let's stop. I saw the respectability in this movement from those two individuals from the jump, but let's be for real. I would say stop or we ahead, but we too far behind to even keep playing like this. Like, what? A lot of people are plagued with low racial self-esteem. It's actually very concerning, and I love that the discourse is coming up these days, but to be frank, racial liberation exists on the other side of understanding the history of your people, understanding why certain events happen, because I think what's happening is that people are really believing the stereotypes because they're feeding into the propaganda that they have been fed and truly believe that the atrocities that black people have experienced are not simply because they're black, but because they did something to warrant the violent, whatever else type of response that we've received. And that's just not the case. I'm actually disgusted. I'm disgusted. I ain't never stitched nobody before. I ain't never came like this, but I'm so disgusted that I really have to say that. I have a master's degree. I experience racism regularly, regardless of what I'm wearing. So and my kids, I'm a teacher, my kids have come to me about this quarter zip thing. They really feel good about it. So the fact that, stop.
Since respectability fashion is coming back, aka the quarter zip, I just want to remind everyone of why millennials were so happy when much of society moved past the idea that how a person dresses is or should be connected to how they are treated or perceived. Like in 2012 when Trayvon Martin was killed and Fox News personality Geraldo Rivera said, "I think the hoodie is as much responsible for Trayvon Martin's death as George Zimmerman was." He later doubled down on this and said, "You dress like a thug, you're going to get treated like a thug." Also in 2012, when 17-year-old Jordan Davis was killed by Michael Dunn. Long story short, Dunn was upset at the volume of Davis's music and he pew-pewed him. During the trial, defense asked the witness about what he called the thug fashion style of teens, which included hoodies and sagging pants. And they did this to try and introduce the idea that these teens were threatening because look at how they were dressed. This was also a tactic that was used back in 2006 when the NYPD shot and killed Sean Bell on his wedding day. Also in 2008, when in Florida, Riviera Beach was trying to ban sagging pants. One councilman called it a threat to our community. Sagging pants. That was the threat. And there are much more examples in all of this, but frankly, it got really depressing as I was trying to remember news stories to back up my point. That said, people should wear what they want. But here's the thing, clothing should never be used to decide who deserves safety or treatment. And when the messaging is, this is the positive image, you're just reinforcing racist beliefs, because why is this or anything like this the negative image?
This is the quarter zip movement explained for anyone with a 9 to 5. The quarter zip movement involves 4 key things: the quarter zip, Nike Tech, the CIA, and the public, which is currently being led by young black men. First, let's address the Nike Tech. This sporty jacket, often worn by celebrities like Central C, is being associated with what the public refers to as a YN. YN refers to a subsection of youth that act tough. Tough activities include strapping up, disrespecting elders, loitering, and evading the police. YNs are not the enemy here. The real enemy is the CIA. The CIA, in the context of this story, applaud when black communities are down and punch the air, that is, get upset when black communities are up. This sentiment stems from the belief that the CIA has played a major role in disrupting marginalized people. An example of this is the CIA Coca-Cola controversy. It has nothing to do with Coca-Cola. In the 90s, a journalist by the name of Gary Webb released a series of articles alleging that the snow sold in LA to marginalized communities was being used to fund a Latin American guerrilla army run by none other than the CIA. So if the CIA could have very well planted snow in marginalized communities, what else could they have planted? How about Nike Tech? How about Central? See, this is where the quarter zip comes in. November 3rd, a fellow named Jason goes on TikTok and says, and another thing, I'm a quarter zip dude now. I don't do that Nike Tech stuff. I'm elegant, I'm classy. The quarter zip represents everything the Nike Tech isn't. It's become a symbol to inspire young men to hold themselves up to a higher standard. This includes things like turning in the Nike Tech and downloading Indeed, replacing the DMs with Outlook and Teams, prioritizing education, replacing the batteries in your smoke detector, going to coffee chats, contributing to your 401k. The quarter zip is the antithesis of the Nike Tech and a direct defense to whatever the CIA has been cooking up.
It don't matter if you're a good, well-dressed Negro or a bad, ghetto-dressed Negro. They will still kill you. Today we're going to be talking about how to spot anti-black and racist sentiments. History repeats itself, y'all, and there will always be new renditions of the field in the house Negro, and it will always revolve around your ability to pander to whiteness while denouncing blackness. Whether it be through praising lighter skin tones, emphasizing speaking proper instead of using African American vernacular, or wearing articles of clothing that are predominantly worn in white corporate spaces and denouncing ones that are predominantly worn in black communities. And the most ironic thing is that we adapt to these practices in order to escape these negative stereotypes. But the more that you run away and the more that you talk down on these aspects of black culture, the more you are reinforcing these stereotypes. If I told people that I went to Harvard and got a degree so I don't wear do-rags anymore, I wear baseball caps instead, that sends a message that if you're black and you wear do-rags, you're uneducated. Me running away from the implications that come with wearing a do-rag makes me complicit in the spread of the stereotype, which is why this whole quarter-zip movement is inherently anti-black. So now you created a whole group of quarter-zip wearing niggas while othering niggas who wear sweatsuits, and you created a division among them, right? Giving a lot more respectability to one group versus the other. Whole time, both groups are just as liable to get killed because racism do not care what clothes you're wearing. Martin Luther King was a suit-wearing ass nigga and they still killed him. And I get that this is not at all what Jason's implications were with this trend, but the implications are real, right? And this is what they are. And I want to show y'all how Jason tries to shift the narrative and make it about education and how like it's cool to wear a Nike Tech if you're getting your education, but how the damage has already kind of been done.
We support the Nike Tech only if you're in school, you're getting your grades right, you're prioritizing your education, and you're respecting your teachers, your parents.
Put the tech down.
Put the tech down.
Put the tech down.
Quarter zips up, education up. We all about education, as simple as that. Come on.
After school, we taking this off.
Even after saying it's not about the Nike Tech, it's about getting education, the kids are still saying, put the Nike Tech down, I'm taking this off, right? Because now it really is about the clothes and it's about the culture. The stigma has already been reinforced, the division has already started, and now the enemy is Nike Tech wearing niggas instead of racism. And again, this is not an attack on Jason, right? I don't think this was his intent. I think he's a cool dude. It's just unfortunate that a lot of times when you put stuff out into the world, it could get misconstrued in a way that, unfortunately benefits whiteness and harms blackness.
Okay, guys, we've come to the end of this episode. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Are you with the YNs doing the quarter zips or are you against the YNs doing the quarter zips? What do you want them to be doing on the streets? Let me know in the comment section. Yeah, and don't forget to follow me on all my socials at Janita Maya, website janitamaya.com. You could have watched any video in the world, but you picked this one, and for that I do appreciate you. Thank you.